my supers and stoners? It's Miana DK checking in once again, and I am here today with another 60 Days in Review, guys. We are on to the next episode, and I have to say that this episode was extremely entertaining. I mean, extremely entertaining, okay? Now, I wrote down notes and everything because I didn't want to miss not one bit of it, okay? Now, I don't know if I'm just going to go in the order of my notes or if I'm going to hit people, different people at a time or whatever the case is, but, I don't know. Anywho, so let's start with Dennis because that's how pretty much the episode started. We start with Dennis being pretty sure that Tony is a participant in the show. He said he doesn't know why. He just really feels that way. He also feels like now he's in direct competition with Tony. He feels like, listen, anything that Tony can do, I can do better. So if Tony say he want to do something, I want to do something, right? So anywho, Dennis is in Tony's cell and they're talking or whatever, they chopping it up, whatever the case is. So Tony says, like, I need a banger, like I want a banger. And I guess that means shank in jail. So because Tony wants a banger, then Dennis decides he wants a banger too. Yeah, I don't know why this unwritten competition is happening, but Dennis for sure is competing with Tony, okay? Problem is, Tony not competing with Dennis. So this is sort of like a one-sided beef. I don't know. Anywho, so then we move on to Muffin, right? So y'all know last week they made Muffin a trustee. They didn't really show too much of Muffin this particular episode. And then also likewise with Dennis, they showed him a little bit, but not too much. Anywho, they start out with Muffin saying that she was a trustee, and that particular weekend, all of the trustees were sick or down or doing whatever the hell, right? So, Muffin like, well, I'm about to get my girl Jen in there. So she makes nominates Jen to be a trustee. And Jen was going to get it because everybody fucking loves Jen, right? So now she done made her homegirl a trustee. And I'm not going to lie to you. If I'm in that sort of situation, I get some sort of promotion or recognition, and there's a way that I could slide somebody in there that I personally trust, like I'm totally doing it, right? So Jen is in the game now. Jen is like, okay, let me get in how I fit in. And we're going to be trustees in this motherfucker together, right? And so, they talked about that a little bit. And that pretty much was it for that. So then they go to Shanice. Now, we're going to touch on Shanice a few times. Every week, I think this is going to be the week that my opinion turns around for Shanice. We're going to see if next week is the week, okay? Because this week is not the week. So Shanice opens the show complaining. This time it's about her feet. Her feet are swollen. What else does she talk about? Oh, her celly. Her celly is a smoker. Her celly likes to smoke clone. Her celly also is the right-hand man to the pod boss, Angel, or is it Angela? Angel, she's the pod boss. She's the drug dealer. She's a smoker. She can get you anything you want to get on the inside. And she wants Shanice's roommate to go ahead and pee for her, right? So, but that's the only time they touched on pee. But Shanice did say she was worried about the drugs in her cell, and I can't even front. If I'm somebody that don't use drugs and my celly is a heavy drug user, I'm worried about the next shakedown because it's like, okay, you knew this shit was going on, so you're clearly an accomplice. So Shanice is worried about that, right? But that's something that she's only kind of saying to the camera during narration because I don't think you could just go telling people that your celly is like a smoker and the pod boss wanted to piss. And I don't think you could say that. So she's complaining about the more surface things. And she's complaining around Jen. And Jen is like, fuck, right? Fuck. So, but I'll get back to that. Let me go ahead and skip back to Alex. Alex, he's mad because people cut the line at mealtime, right? And listen, about 20 people cut the line in front of Alex. But when Dennis cut the line in front of Alex, oh shit, world is over, because fuck everybody else that did it. Dennis, why the fuck are you doing it? Now listen, I would probably be mad too. Like, motherfucker, you don't gotta cut the line. You know I'm in this program, so why would you be rude to me just for the sake of being rude? Like, what kind of fuck shit is that? That's kind of like how Alex felt about Dennis cutting him in line. I probably would have felt like that too. But since Alex already has a record of being up Dennis' ass, I just felt like this is another instance of that. But it could have been a lot. I'm going to say maybe like 70-30, right? Because Alex has proven that he don't really care about being cut in line. It may make him mad, but he ain't going to never say nothing. But when Dennis did it, it was a problem. So, you know, hey. And Dennis like, why the fuck are you doing that? Like, you don't have to do that. And he goes, I cut the line for status. You don't have any status though. You think you the man, but Tony's already said like you're not the man. They even asked Tony like, you think Dennis is the pod boss? And Tony just started laughing like, pod boss, come on guys. So that's real good. So anywho, Alex is talking about how he's struggling with, you know, his acceptance in jail, right? Alex bought a $17 radio, right? So this guy comes up to him that he don't even know, like, hey, can I listen to some radio station he was asking about it? Alex is like, I'm listening to it right now. You know, so I was like, fuck yeah, go Alex. I'm listening to it right now. So dude just kept digging in. Why Alex say okay? It's okay if you give it back to me tomorrow. You're never getting this radio back, Alex. Why would you say yes? You don't let anybody punk you. That's not how this goes. But we gonna find out a little bit later, you know, how that happened. Anywho, Shanice is now depressed. Her feet are swollen and hurt. She's complaining to Jen. Jen is irritated. And Jen is like starting to just kind of like walk away now, right? Jen, Muffin, they both walked away while she was complaining one time. So now they're doing one time, and Shanice is complaining, and Jen is like, it's jail. I don't think there's anything that we can do, right? Shanice immediately is offended. I don't think Jen understands everything I'm going through. I don't think she understands like my past. I don't think she understands like what the situation is. No, how could she not? You've been talking about it all day, every day since you've been there. How could she not understand? I don't know. So then Shanice goes into saying how, no, I don't accept that because celiac is covered under the ADA and it's covered under prisons and jails and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I don't think that she understood that Jen wasn't saying nothing can be done about it. She's saying that we know what's supposed to be done about it. However, nothing has been done about it. And we've been literally complaining every day. So perhaps it might not be anything we can do about how quickly this is going. That's what I took it to mean, right? But Shanice is now offended. Shanice actually is now talking about Jen's faith. She actually says some people might think you're a fake Christian, a little jab, a little swipe at her faith. Says that she thinks that Jen is attention seeking because Jen chooses to pray about everything. I just really don't understand that. Like, so? It's not for you to understand. Like, at the end of the day, it's not about religion, it's relationship. Her relationship with Christ is one where she communicates every day. Her relationship with Christ is one that she takes seriously and she holds it to the utmost regard. She talks about her faith as much as you complain, yet there's something wrong with her faith. Girl. Anywho, Alex now is in the cell talking to his cellies like, yo, I let a guy use my radio, and now I'm having second thoughts. And the guys is like, you let someone use your radio? Well, why would you do that? And Alex is like, it probably wasn't a good thing to do. Do you think he's going to give it back to me in the morning? And the guys is like, probably not. This is jail. So Alex is like tossing and turning all night, and finally he gives the signal. He's like, he's getting back there and he's like, listen, this is triggering me. It's reminding me of when I was younger, how I used to always get bullied and picked on and have to pay money for my friends and this and this and that. And he's like, yeah, I just don't know if this is good on my mental health. And he's like, and the producer's like, you want out? He's like, yeah. Listen, we knew Alex wasn't going to make it. I said I thought he could because he could just fly under the radar. However, mental health is what it is. Like, he has shown that this is who he is and this is who he's been his whole life. He's probably been very sheltered. He probably hasn't had to take up for himself very often or didn't know how or didn't want to. Because, you know, money is a powerful tool. When you have money and can pay off your enemies, then you don't have to worry about the real battles that everybody else face. He comes into jail and it's not a situation where you can just pay your way out of it. It's not going to be easy and ain't nobody there to bail you out. So when it got too hard, he was like, I'm out of here, right? He's like, maybe I'm not ready to be away from my parents. Like, and it's just crazy because I don't know anyone that in the African American community that has the privilege of being able to say that. And I think that it's I'm not hating. I think it's remarkable to be able to have that cushion, right? I'm going to be the one to provide that for my children. My children will always be able to come home. They'll always be able to depend on me. Not to the point of coddling them, though. But just being that safety blanket. It's remarkable that he has it, you know, right? So, yeah, he's going to go back home and, you know, live with his parents and, you know, he won't have to do anything hard in life. And that's okay if that's the life that he wants to lead. There's absolutely no judgment from me. But people who have means rarely ever have to do anything hard because their means, the Bible says that your gift will make room for you. Sometimes people use their money as a gift and it makes room for them. And it gets them into places that they would not normally get or allows them to feel things that they would not normally feel if they are a person of privilege and means. And I think that I could definitely be wrong. And I'm not judging anyway, but I feel like that is the case for Alex. Privilege and means you probably will never have to see a place like that jail anyway. So him being there, it's like at some point he realized, like, I don't gotta fucking do this. I'm going home. And then when he called his mom, it's like his mom was real matter of fact with him. Like, you got to do what works best for you. Like, she already knew it was coming. And that's kind of fucked up because then that kind of reinforces the same bad feelings that he has that he was triggered by. So I hope that he takes this opportunity now that the show is over and he's able to watch it back and get some therapy and work through those triggers going back all the way to the 5th grade. It's important. If you got to go back to the 5th grade, then fucking go back. If you got to go all the way back to the 3rd grade, fucking go back. Whatever it takes for you to be well, right? Probably spent too much time talking about Alex, but that's what I was thinking about that. And he's out of here. Bye, Alex. Let me see what I missed. Alex also said that maybe if he had someone that he could lean on, perhaps he would have stayed. And to me, that again shows your privilege, and it again shows your lack of accountability for just growing up. Because the purpose of the program is to experience what it's like in jail. People in jail don't have nobody, and they definitely don't have a mom that's going to bail them out of everything. In most cases, I don't want to speak for every single person in jail, right? So then it says he wishes it was different. I believe that part of him does wish that. But in that jail, it was very quickly divided by the races, and it was very quickly clear that that's how it was going to stay, right? So Shanice's roommate come in and says, hey, Angel wants you to pee for her. And Shanice is like, I smoke weed, coming up with all kind of shit to say so that she don't actually have to do it. But she did it. She did it. And as a result, Angela got out. She's out of there, right? So, but then Shanice say she don't think one has anything to do with the other. Like, come on, girl. Come on. So then she takes it one step further and decides to tell Muffin that she peed for Angel. Why would you do that? I would have waited for that shit to come out and air on the show. If I didn't get in trouble for that shit, Listen, y'all gonna have to find out and question me at the reunion or after it or whatever the fuck. I'm not doing that. I'm not telling nobody else. Not. And Muffin is like, let me get the fuck out of here. I'm a cop. So in real life, I can't be a party to no shit like that. And why would you tell me that? I want her to go home. I just do. I don't know. So the last scene was pretty exciting. Tony got a shank for 8 packs of noodles. He talked to O'Shea, which is a gentleman that was with him during intake. And O'Shea was like, I'll make you a shank. And they was seeing what they were going to barter. He's like, I got some roasted peanuts and da-da-da-da. He's like, that's 2 items. And O'Shea's like, nah. And he's like, I'll take soups. So like, the ramen noodles or whatever. So Tony like, man, I only got 10 soups. And O'Shea like, I'm going to need all 10 soups. Run me all of them. Tony like, all right, if that's what it's going to take. And Tony got that shank like, next day or some shit? So it was that easy to get contraband into the prison? Damn. Anywho, so Tony on the phone with his girl, telling his girl the story, and a fight break out. These 2 dudes is arguing. So they go back and forth arguing. And from what Tony said, they've been doing it all day. And so then all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, it was a lot leading up to it, just tons of arguing. They start fighting. And one of them starts stabbing the other one. And he's like, oh shit, it's a shank. Like, one literally got stabbed. Like, and so Tony, in the meantime, had got a bunch of commissary. Well, not in the meantime, but it shows previews that he's getting a bunch of commissary so that he could get all the shanks and get them off of the floor or whatever, And so, also it shows that Dennis admitted that he had a shank. It also shows, damn, what did it show about the ladies that I was like, oh, snap. I forgot. Anyway, I'm looking forward to next week too. That's really all I have to I have for that particular episode. If I missed anything, drop it down below. If you like this video, drop it down below. If you have anything that you want to say, drop it down below. Either way, go ahead and thumbs up this video. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. That way you know every time I upload another video. And next week, I'll see you with another episode of 60 Days In. If you know another show that you think I should be reviewing, drop it down below. Let me know. Anywho, I love y'all. I swear I do. I'm Yana DK. This is the ending of my video.